Voters cast their ballots for candidates running for the presidency and all sorts of federal and local office. By law, this always falls on a Tuesday. Why? Ed Lavandera examines the answer.
Voting on a Tuesday is a tradition that started more than 150 years ago. Back to the days when it was something like this that actually took people to the voting booths. In the 1840s, America was mostly a farming society, so Election Day was set up on the first Tuesday in November. The thinking was the harvest was over, people would go to church on Sundays, Monday would be a travel day to the polls, they'd vote on Tuesday and then ride home Wednesday. To New York Congressman Steve Israel, it all seems so old-fashioned.
It's crazy to me that we are only allowing people to vote over a certain period of hours on one day. Most nations that have much higher voter turnout allow their people to vote over several days.
So Israel is sponsoring legislation that would make elections a two-day weekend event in November. Of course, 31 states already have early voting, but 19 states don't. Ask your friends if they know why we vote on a Tuesday. It's the million-dollar stump question. Do you have any idea why we vote on Tuesday?
Wait a minute. Mr. Dunn says, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that question, sir.
I'm Congressman Steve Israel from New York.
Even the congressman walked around Capitol Hill asking the same question. The video was posted on YouTube by a group called WhyTuesday.org.
Why do you think we have Election Day on Tuesdays in America?
Why do we have Election Days on Tuesdays? I guess because once upon a time all the taverns were closed on Tuesdays.
Of course, not everyone likes the idea of moving Election Day. Some say it would mess up tradition, confuse voters, and possibly make elections more costly. Now, Congressman Israel says that making the election a weekend event would increase voter turnout. And even though great turnout is expected on Tuesday, tens of millions of people still won't be voting. Maybe it's because their horse broke down. Ed Lavandera, CNN, Dallas.
Okay, now for everyone who can saddle up to the voting booth, here's how today works. You, your parents, your friends, you cast a ballot for an elector, not directly a presidential candidate. Each state has a certain number of electoral votes based on how many people live there. There are 538 total electors. It takes 270 to win. The Electoral College 101 video on our website gives you the full scoop. And while you're there, use our electoral map calculator to track how the election is unfolding as the votes come in.
A word to the wise. Deficit.